And what is up, everyone? My name is Jack Southall, back again with another video. And today, well, tonight, actually, because it's like 10:49 at night for us, or for Campbell, it's like 11:49. But speaking of which, in this episode or this video or whatever, we're going to be saying our predictions for the Royal Rumble coming up in a few days and NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, which is tomorrow. So joining me for this predictions video is the one and only, the king of the Mysterio division, TheFive8th. What's going on, mate?
Oh, nothing much. Just working hard, keeping the kingdom going.
Keeping the kingdom going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the new There's a new stable on 205 Live with like Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lindsay Dorado.
Oh no, I don't. That's because I don't watch 205 Live.
That's true. That's fair enough. Anyone watches that show, especially now since the Enzo Amore allegations have gone really hand to the point that he's fired now. So
Yeah, 205 Live is just cursed, man.
I honestly, at this point, just end it.
But
Put it out of its misery.
Rich one is coming back though. I think.
Okay.
So that's.
And I know Daniel Bryan's announcing a general manager for it, which why the fuck you'd want to run 205 Live? It better be the Hurricane. If the Hurricane or Shane Helms or anything like that, then like, oh, I'm in. Let's go. But we're not here to talk about 205 Live, although you guys would just love to see us talk about that riveting piece of programming. We're going to talk about our predictions for the upcoming shows for WWE NXT, but we'll start things off with NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. And as usual, I'm looking forward to this. Every time that I say I'm done with the whole mindset of going into a takeover thinking, oh, it might not be that good, because every time I do, they just blow me away. They just slap me in the face and go, oi, we're NXT, we're fucking awesome. Don't you forget it, mate. Like, that's been the theme with NXT in the last couple of takeovers, so I feel like this one will be no different. There's a lot of cool things that they can do, and they probably will do. So we'll talk. The first match we'll talk about, I guess, here is Cassius Ohno versus the Velveteen Dream. I'm just looking forward to this match just because Velveteen Dream is in it, honestly.
Yeah. To me, Cassius Ohno hasn't really done a whole lot since he came back, like what, last year or so.
Yeah, he's kind of been under the radar a little bit compared to some of the other talent on there, like Aleister Black and Adam Cole and Drew Galloway before he got injured and all that. So he hasn't really found kind of been like to shine. Yeah,
kind of been the jobber of NXT, but like you can't really help it when you've got that sort of talent pool in NXT.
Yeah, NXT has got so much good talent going on, but I feel like with this match with Velveteen Dream, because he's still riding on the momentum of with that amazing match of Aleister Black, and I feel like he could elevate Cassius Ohno a whole lot from this feud and from this match, which I think was announced by the general manager, but or Triple H or something like that. But either way, I feel like this is going to be a fun opener for NXT Takeover, and my prediction is Velveteen Dream is going to pick up the win. I feel like this year they should really elevate Velveteen Dream heaps and help maybe give him a shot at the NXT title.
Yeah, I'm going with Velveteen Dream as well.
The
point of giving Cassius the win is he has no momentum.
No, not really. So we'll move on to the NXT Tag Team title match between the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, also known as Red Dragon back in Ring of Honor and places like that, defending the titles against the Authors of Pain. They won the belts, I believe, was it a NXT live event? I think it was taped for a future episode of NXT in November, December, something like that. And they've like attacked Authors of Pain from behind, backstage and all that. So this is going to be a very interesting challenge for the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I mean, they've managed to take the titles off of the Authors of Pain, but then again, it's the Authors of Pain. They are one of the most dominating tag teams in the history of NXT, maybe the most, dominant tag team. But Hang on. No, they beat Sanity. They beat Sanity for the NXT tag team titles. That's weird. They're not facing Sanity for the belts.
Yeah.
They were the ones that attacked Sanity. So, I got the storylines completely mixed up there. So
Nice, Jack.
I just botched, mate. I had a fucking Sin Cara moment.
Had a meme
Like,
more like.
yeah, I had a mean moment. Got the two wrestlers confused. God damn it. But who do I feel like will win? I I don't know about the Authors of Pain. I mean, they could definitely win it. I mean, it wouldn't be stupid if they were to beat the Undisputed Era. But then again, I feel like they had just won the belt, so they'd find a way to find a little sneaky way to get past the Authors of Pain and get through them. So I'm going to predict that somehow, some way, the Undisputed Era will retain the NXT Tag Team titles.
Yeah, I'd say Undisputed Era by some sort of cheeky finish.
Whether it be Adam Cole interferes on their behalf or something like that. It's going to be in a dirty fashion. I don't feel like they're going to win clean. I mean, they're facing the Authors of Pain. They're facing basically two brick shit houses. So I'd say Undisputed Era to win by some crafty move. After that, we will have the NXT Women's Championship match. Ember Moon is defending against Shayna Baszler. Did I pronounce the name right?
I don't know.
Hope so. Baszler has been on a tear through the NXT Women's division, like taking people out after matches, like breaking people's legs or arms or whatever. She's one of the scariest people I've seen on NXT since Asuka first arrived. But like, she is just absolutely vicious, and shows like no sympathy towards her opponents when she like snaps them in half. Basically, she's there to pretty much do whatever it takes or break whatever bone she can to win the NXT Women's title. And although Ember Moon just won it at the previous takeover, I feel like just with the role that she has been on, I know she didn't win the Mae Young Classic last year and all that, but the way she's being booked at the moment, I feel like she can take the title from Ember Moon. So from that, I feel like she is going to win the NXT Women's title.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same, and I'm going to say maybe, just maybe, Ember Moon will appear in the Women's Royal Rumble.
That's a definite possibility. That's something we need to take in mind as well. With the Women's Royal Rumble, it's a 30-woman Royal Rumble, and there's only been like 18 or 19 so announced.
Yeah, there's only been about like half the spots been like announced, so there's definitely going to be some debuts or some returns inbound, I reckon.
So I'd say maybe some of the women that were that showed up on Raw 25 will probably show up. Some NXT call ups I'm sure will happen. So Ember Moon, it's a definite possibility. Maybe Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, but we'll talk about more about that when we get to the Women's Royal Rumble match. So as for this one, Shayna Baszler to win the NXT Women's title. After that, we get to a match that I'm really looking forward to, an Extreme Rules match between Aleister Black and Adam Cole. If the NXT War Games match was any indication of how violent NXT can get, I feel like this can be. I can see some brutal shit taking place in this match. I mean, Aleister Black without weapons is brutal to watch, but to see him maybe like wield a kendo stick or a chair or anything, it's going to get very violent very quick. But for this one is tricky to pick, honestly, because I don't know, man. I can see either one winning, actually. Like, I wouldn't be upset if either person did pick up the win, because if Aleister Black does beat Adam Cole, then I'm sure he'll be in line next for the NXT title, which will coincide with my next prediction. But with like, if Adam Cole wins, I mean, they really want to push this Undisputed Era. So I feel like maybe they'd want to give the win to Adam Cole. I mean, they could definitely do that. But has Aleister Black lost a match on a takeover? I don't think he has.
I don't remember him losing on a takeover yet. It would be a big deal if he did lose.
Yeah, because ever since he's debuted last year, he's been one of the top attractions on NXT.
Yeah,
Just the way he comes out and like the tattoos all over him and just how he's calm, the way he walks to the ring. But once he gets inside that ring, he will kick your bloody head off,
yeah.
kick it to fucking outer space.
I reckon everyone was worried like about how NXT would go with like all the guys like Finn Balor and Joe and that all being called up, but I think Aleister Black's just like the perfect replacement. He's been the perfect replacement for Balor.
Yeah, he fits the mold of like the NXT idea, you know, not being the conventional big muscly, big sweaty man that Vince loves to jerk himself off over. No, I don't know. But just he's a very alternative guy, you know, he's into his like black metal and death metal and that kind of stuff, and he's definitely got that aesthetic to him. So, which I think definitely stands out a lot. He reminds me a bit of Undertaker, but not into the whole campy darkness that he is. He's a bit more realistic in a way. So, but yeah, I can just see this match getting extremely violent. Not CZW levels of violence, not people going through 12,000 light tubes and barbed wire fences and stuff like that. So if I'd have to pick one, you know what? I'm going to go Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah. I'd probably go Adam Cole, but I'm going to say Undisputed Era are going to interfere.
Yeah, I mean, it is Extreme Rules, so they can definitely get away with it. So we'll just have to wait and see for that match. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. But yeah, for now, I'd say Adam Cole was going to win the Extreme Rules match. And then in the main event for the NXT Championship, Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. This is a rematch from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Yeah, it was the third one.
Because remember, that was the one that we watched in
that's
Zelina Vega threw the DIY shirt at Gargano when he had the Gargano escape in or something.
Yeah, that was a great spot. And that match was a great opener. But I feel like as a closer, they could do so much more. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, their match at NXT TakeOver was great. The crowd was super energetic. They were hyped up. They were ready to see it. But I feel like now this is a big time contest now that the NXT title's on the line, especially with the story that Gargano has had ever since he's kind of had his back turned on by Tommaso Ciampa. I know he hasn't returned since his injury, but he's Johnny Gargano's been used very well as like an underdog kind of a story, and I feel like he could definitely win the NXT championship. But with Cien Almas, I think they want to do more with him as well as champion. I know they kind of put it on him as a last minute decision because of McIntyre getting injured, but they may feel like, let's give this guy a chance. Let's see what he can do. So either way, they can go in either option, but I feel like Johnny Gargano getting the victory, like the underdog victory, and just overcoming the odds, no matter what Almas or Selena Vega throws in his way. I feel like he can overcome it, and just with his incredible wrestling ability and just his likability overall, he's a great babyface. So I could, I'm just going to go Johnny Gargano as well.
I'm going to go the opposite this time. I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I'm going to say maybe I don't know like when Ciampa's timetable to return is. Like I think they said like early to mid 2018. So I'm thinking it's possible he could return. I'm not saying it's definite. I'm just saying maybe he could return. Cost Gargano.
Yeah, I have a feeling that like if he does, if Gargano does win the NXT Championship, there's no way they can't do Gargano versus Ciampa for the belt. It's like there's no way they have to do that match eventually. As soon as he comes back, they're going to do that match.
Yeah.
Because honestly, out of all of the most anticipated matches on NXT, this has been the match everyone has been waiting for. And like at the next takeover, which I think is before WrestleMania, this would be just the perfect built-up match. Gargano versus Ciampa. Like, hell, if you want to do like a 3-match series between the two guys, like they can definitely pull it off and pull it off very convincingly and just tell a fantastic story. So I'm very excited where this could lead to NXT in 2018. I feel like NXT has a lot of very exciting things that could take place. So this could be, I feel, the start of it all. So I'm gonna go Johnny Gargano to get the underdog victory because Candice LeRae, his girlfriend, just got signed to WWE. So maybe she can interfere in the match and kind of like if Selena Vega tried to screw over Gargano, she can kind of like help him out to just even the odds, maybe. So that could be a definite possibility. And also as well, like Ricochet got signed and War Machine from Ring of Honor. So maybe they can interfere in like the NXT tag title match. Who knows? There's definitely a lot of possibilities, which is so great about NXT. You never know what's going to happen. And when they do something unexpected, it's always something cool. So as for the NXT title match, Gargano is my pick. Johnny Wrestling for the win. And
That's
now
all,
that we've,
I think.
yeah, that's it for NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. I reckon the show is going to be great as usual. And we'll move on to the Royal Rumble 2018, the first pay-per-view for the main roster. This could be a pretty good show. This could be a pretty good show. But then again, it's going to have to. I feel like whoever wins the Royal Rumbles, I feel like is what people is going to remember that show. The show is because the Royal Rumble match is basically how people judge the show. Did you say?
Anyone but you, Roman.
Yeah, it's pretty. I feel like that's the catchphrase of the show. Anyone but you, Roman. So we'll talk about the pre-show matches really quickly. So Bobby Roode is going to do a open challenge for the United States Championship. The only thing I could see really happening is Dolph Ziggler coming out and challenging for it. Not sure if he'll win. I mean, he might, but I feel like that's the story they'll tell ever since like when he won it at Clash of Champions and basically like just gave it up. But then again, it's very weird. He'd give up the title only to want to win it back again. So it'll be interesting to hear what his motivation is behind it.
I
If he
suppose
does,
if he does come back and like win it or something or lose, he'd say like, I never said I'm giving up the United States Championship or something. Although I don't
it
know.
definitely looked like it in a
Yeah,
way.
it's just a very.
But
It's just one of WWE's storylines, like, where they just kind of book themselves into a corner.
yeah, I feel like they're trying to do a Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon thing where like Shawn, I don't know what happened to him, if he got suspended or something happened to him, but he had to give up the title. Well, it looked like he gave up the title. And then they had a tournament to see who'd become the new IC champion. Razor won it, and then Shawn Michaels came back to say that he was the true IC title, and they had a match at WrestleMania. So
Yeah,
could this be where they're building to?
yeah, like
I don't know a ladder match, but like just a feud. Because then again, they've been feuding since I'd say since Bobby Roode got to the main rosters. But because Ziggler's been gone for almost a month now, I guess they could go in that direction. So if he's going to call out someone, it will most likely be Dolph Ziggler. And if that's so, I think Ziggler's winning back the title.
I'd say if it's Ziggler, then I'd say yeah, Ziggler's going to win it back. But if it's somebody else, then Bobby Roode's going to retain. Like if it's Jinder Mahal, then Roode will probably retain. Like
Yeah.
him, but Ziggler, if it's Ziggler, then he's winning. Ziggler,
Yeah.
Roode.
So the guy who I'm predicting to come out will be Dolph Ziggler. So that's my prediction there, and he's going to win it. The second pre-show match, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the Balor Club taking on the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. It's a bit sucky to see the Revival on the pre-show of a pay-per-view, but then again, it is a pretty stacked card overall, and I feel like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will win. I feel like the whole momentum of the Balor Club is finally starting to take off, and that Gallows and Anderson are finally in the place that they should have been a long time ago with the club and all that. Because when AJ got drafted to SmackDown, it really affected them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because like when AJ got drafted to SmackDown and they went to Raw, then like they just pretty much had no direction for a while there. But they kept
Yeah,
that feud with the New Day, and that was kind of shit. And then they won the Raw
the
tag.
old day segment especially.
Yes, I don't remind. Why I drink to forget that segment, Jack. Why did you bring it up?
Sorry,
But
it's kind of hard
yeah,
to forget just because of how
yeah.
bad it is. But
Like I said, they just had no direction until now on Raw. I was like, even during the Superstar Shakeup last year, I was like hoping they'd go to SmackDown just so they'd have something. But
yeah,
they've really found that something now. They've aligned themselves with Finn Balor, so I reckon the club are going to win it. But if the Revival win it, then I wouldn't be mad because they kind of need the momentum after what happened to them at Raw 25.
yeah, exactly. So I definitely, yeah, I'd have to predict Gallows and Anderson the win. Although it does suck to see the Revival having to get a loss, but they could easily recover from it. I wouldn't say easily, but like they can recover from it if WWE can actually write them correctly, because they have been, unfortunately, they've been plagued with the injury bug, with both guys getting injured at separate points. But now that they're back, hopefully they don't get injured again and they can be as dominant as they were in NXT. So that's all we can really hope for, honestly. So yeah, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson to win that match. And then we get a six-man cruiserweight tag. The like Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Grand Metalik, which was the
Good lucha.
lucha thing with the lucha thing, good lucha thing.
The lucha thing with the
God damn it! Woo! No, seriously, Kalisto, please name your luchador stable good lucha things.
and
G
please
Ultimate.
Black Jock unblock Jack from Twitter. God, fuck.
Yeah, Kalisto, what the hell, man? Why'd you block me on Twitter, dude? I was looking at Kalisto Pay. I just stumbled across it, and he fucking blocked me. What? And I looked back at my tweets to look if I said anything bad. I didn't say anything bad about Kalisto, so why'd you block me, dude? What the fuck? But that it's a cool stable, you know, a group of luchadors and all that. Can't go wrong with that. Facing TJP, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak. I'd say the luchadors will pick up the win.
Yeah, good lucha.
Because
Get the win.
they got to make the Mysterio division proud.
Yeah, man. Like, they got to represent the boys.
Represent the masked boys.
Yeah, got to represent the king.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll get to the main card now. We'll talk about the women's Royal Rumble match. So before we get into who we actually think is going to win, who do you want to see as like a surprise entrant
As a
in the women's
surprise,
Royal Rumble?
I'd say probably Michelle McCool as one, because I reckon she could still go in the ring, because
Yeah.
she's been retired for about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah,
It would be
pretty much.
nice to go back in
Since 2011, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Trish maybe come in.
Oh, one person that I would like to see would probably be Karma, I reckon. Like, I doubt it'd happen, but it would see her back, because she didn't have much of a run in WWE when she was around. So seeing her
That's it.
would be nice. And she could have a decent feud with Nia Jax, I suppose.
Yeah, like the two big women coming at it and just having a good feud. That would be pretty cool to see. I'd probably predict that some of the women that were on Raw 25 will be there. So I wouldn't be shocked if I saw Nikki Bella make a return or anything like that. And it was also announced that Stephanie McMahon will be on the announce team for the match. So yeah, time to get the it was funny because change the language because someone on Twitter asked the WWE Network helpline or whatever if there was a way to change the commentary so they didn't have to hear Stephanie McMahon. They actually answered. So yeah,
Uh,
nice guys WWE for actually accepting that. So
one thing I'm hoping that doesn't happen though is like how they pull. You know, remember the 2012 Rumble? How they how like all the commentators were in the match. I'm hoping,
yeah,
God, that Stephanie does not do that. Like they don't have her.
if number 30 hits and she gets out of that fucking chair and reveals she's got wrestling gear on and wins, I'm gonna flip the table like
That
JBL should have done at
that would
SummerSlam.
that would be the most McMahon thing to do. Fuck's sake.
Yes, you're right. That is a very McMahon thing to do. Like,
She's just got to cater to her big giant lady bowels,
just a big
as
old ego.
as Ross would as Ross of Cultaholic would say.
Yeah. And then afterwards, she'll get all the male participants in the Rumble and just emasculate them because that's what she does best.
Yeah, she'd get them all.
Except Triple H, though. She'll just constantly suck his dick, both figuratively and literally.
No, but she'd get like all the entrants from the male superstar, get them all in a single file line and just like slap every one of them in the face.
Yeah, that is a very Stephanie McMahon thing. Just get all the rosters, just emasculate them, saying that like they're worthless and they'll never be as good as Triple H. Slap them across the face. Yeah, that's a very McMahon thing. Although there is the one surprise entrant that everyone has been talking about. Do you think Ronda Rousey is going to show up in this match? Because they've been talking, saying that she's in like Colombia or some other country filming a movie. Do you think this could just be she's just posting those just to make people think that she's not going to be at the Rumble, or is she genuinely not going to be there?
I reckon she's just like posting it to, you know, just make people think she's not going to turn up. You know, like how Jericho did all that shit with in 2011, how it was like with the end of the world as we know it promos, and how he was like, "Oh, I'm not coming back," and he came back.
Yeah. Well, Jericho is the king at that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so anytime he said, because like he was saying on because he does like live feeds on his Instagram and stuff. He says, "Nah, I'm not going to make it to the Royal Rumble." Although knowing Chris Jericho, there is a huge possibility that he could be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust Jericho when he says stuff like that. So
it was like the Japan thing when Billy said that Chris Jericho is wrestling in New Japan, and we were like, "Oh no, fuck off! He is not."
Yeah. And then he shows us the photo. We still didn't believe him. It wasn't until the video we were like, "Oh fuck, he's actually showing up." So, yeah. So as for the Women's Royal Rumble, I feel like the easy pick to go with this has to be Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka's definitely easy money for it, I reckon.
Like, to be honest with you, who else can you see winning this? Like, for real, who else? Like, you're not going to see Dana Brooke.
Oh god!
I guarantee you, she'll be like the first one eliminated.
Yeah, like I reckon she'll be like the first one eliminated.
Look, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Dana Brooke is shit or anything like that. Like, she has potential, but fuck, she's not showing a lot of it at the moment. Just the way she's.
Oh, I remember there was one like
especially now that she's with Titus Worldwide. So
I remember like one women's tag match or something on Raw, and I was like, oh yeah, Dana Brooks actually kind of improved in the ring, and then she botched a power slam, and I was like, never mind.
Yeah, sweep that under the rug. Yeah. So, yeah, she like back then, like she was green as turtle shit back then. Like, so.
Anyway, Asuka to win the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, who else can you honestly see winning? Like, Alexa's the champion, Charlotte's the champion. I mean,
I don't think they're having the champions in the Rumble, are they?
No, they're not. I mean, why the fuck would they? They're probably just gonna watch it backstage or something like that. Or like, Paige isn't gonna be in it because she's retired. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but she's possibly retired.
Or whatever
Yeah. There'd have to be a spot in the match where like the Riot Squad and Absolution kind of face off. Like there would have to be a spot because they're basically carbon copies of each other. So you'd have to think that's going to happen eventually.
Yeah,
if that takes place. So yeah, for the women's Royal Rumble, I'd say Asuka is going to win, unless Ronda Rousey shows up. But you know, just think for the safe bet, we'll go Asuka.
Yeah.
Next match, it is we'll go with the Raw Tag Team Title match: Seth Rollins and everyone's favorite Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I'd say, honestly, Cesaro and Sheamus to win the Raw Tag Team titles, because I just think Jordan is going to fuck something up unintentionally, probably, but like still, he's going to find a way to fuck something up for Seth Rollins. And this will get to the point maybe where he can turn fully heel. I don't know. All I just know is that Sheamus and Cesaro will probably win back the Raw Tag Team titles. That's just what I'm saying.
Honestly, I just want someone other than the Bar and fucking Seth Rollins to be in the Raw Tag Team division. Honestly,
Like,
get the fucking Revival in there. What are they doing on the pre-show?
Yeah.
Like, or even put the tag titles back on the club. Fuck, I'm just.
Well, it could definitely look like that if the last month has shown us anything. I feel like the club could be next in line to win back the Raw Tag Team titles. So I'd say Jason Jordan's going to fuck something up for Seth Rollins, and he's going to cost them the Raw Tag Team titles. So yeah, that's my prediction for that. Cesaro and Sheamus to win back the Raw Tag Team titles.
I don't know. I'm thinking either that could happen or Jason Jordan will like retain the titles or like a mega heel tactic or something, like holding the ropes for leverage or
like giving someone a low blow, maybe like
something like that. I'm gonna say Rollins and Jordan will actually no. Fuck that. I'm saying the Bar. That's my final answer. The Bar.
All for the Bar. Good. So well, now that we've gone from the Raw Tag Team titles, we'll move on to the SmackDown Tag Team titles. 2 out of 3 falls match: the Usos versus Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable. I'm actually really looking forward to this match. This could be really good because the Usos tore it up last year in the tag team division. So now that this match is 2 out of 3 falls, and with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin being great wrestlers with or without a tag team, so to see them being put together, and especially against a team like the Usos, I think this match is going to be a great watch. I don't think it's going to go super long, but I feel like it's going to be a very fun match. They'll probably go one apiece, and I reckon the Usos will retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Yeah, I've actually really been enjoying this feud between these two. Like I really wanted Rusev and English to become SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but
because of the whole Rusev Day thing getting over and all that.
Yeah, but this has actually been a really good feud, and it's kind of surprised me. So
yeah, especially because they had the match for the SmackDown Tag Titles in SmackDown where it looked like Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable won the tag titles, but because they were one of the people was like the illegal man that got pinned or something like that, they had to redo the decision, and Usos get to keep the belts. So I don't think something like that is going to happen, but I feel like this match is still going to be a great watch. So yeah, I feel like Usos are going to retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles in this match.
I reckon. No, I'm gonna go opposite this one. I'm gonna go Gable and Benjamin.
Yeah, I could probably see them winning as well, but I'm going to go with the champs on this one. After that is a handicap match for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles will be defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, aka Cammy. Which please stop saying that.
Stop it.
Please stop. I don't know if that was a botch when AJ said Cammy and just turned it into just a thing to say this promo, but don't make this a thing, please. It's not funny at all.
Like, it's not so bad that it's good. It's just fucking bad. It's trash. Stop saying it.
Yeah. It's the thing with WWE is that they'll give them these buzzwords to say, and they'll just say it over and over and over and over again, and expecting, oh, the fans will catch on. No.
It's boss time. Exhibit A.
Yes, Michael Cole. Having to say it's boss time, or remember when they tried to say, oh, Uso crazy, anytime the Usos to do something like, it's like they have to cancel things that are like over. Like, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for Bad News Barrett. Nah, that's not over. You have to stop saying it, mate, because you're getting too over. I don't get booking, but the feud has been very interesting. I know Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan have had a big part in it, with Daniel Bryan sympathizing towards Owens and Zayn, and with Shane kind of going against them. I don't see them winning the WWE title. I feel like AJ is going to overcome the odds and retain his championship. But I feel like this could be a really good match and have some good storytelling. I hope Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan don't get involved and just stay in the back and just watch it. So, and just kind of keep their egos at bay, because I know there's been a bit of a conflict between the two, which you'd have to say is going to boil over at some point.
Yeah, but there's no real payout they can do if they don't clear Daniel Bryan. There's not a lot they can do, because they can't do a match because Bryan is medically disqualified from competing.
Well, in WWE anyway.
Well, yeah, from WWE, but yeah.
Any other company he's fine with, but WWE will just flat out refuse him to wrestle. So maybe he can get someone else to fight for him, but that wouldn't be the Daniel Bryan way.
No,
he'd want to fight he want to be in the ring himself. So I don't know about this. AJ Styles to retain. I don't want McMahon and Bryan to interfere, but I'm sure Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will use some underhanded tactics or try to go for a 2-on-1 assault on AJ at some point during the match. But you know what? AJ Styles to retain the WWE title. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I'll go the same. I don't really see the point in putting the belt on Owens and Zayn, to be honest.
Well, not at the moment, anyway. Not together.
Not right now. Not as co-champions. There's no sense in that. That's stupid.
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't think the Yep movement is gonna push forward for this.
Nope.
So sorry, Jumping Jeff Farmer. So Universal title match after this: Brock Lesnar defending against Braun Strowman and Kane in triple threat action. I hope this match is good. I'm sorry, but just hearing Kane for a Universal title match kind of just goes, ugh. I'm sorry, just Kane in 2018, I cannot care less about or just care at all. Just Kane, it's time to lace up the boots, buddy. It's time for you to call it a day.
It's already called that, but
yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's just not that really big of a deal seeing Kane around that much anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of just he's kind of lost his touch a little bit, which is very unfortunate. So obviously Lesnar's going to win. Obviously, I feel like this could be a great match, especially with Braun Strowman. He could do some cool spots. I'm sure he'll put someone through a barricade, put people through tables. If he wins, I'm gonna flip my shit in happiness because Braun Strowman is my boy, and I want him to succeed. So and win the Universal title sometime this year. But WWE really pushing the big dog,
that fist,
making it rain in that bitch. But as for this match, it's going to be very hard hitting, very good. I feel like it'll be a good match, but Lesnar's going to retain easily. So let's get to the big one, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. So they've only announced I'd say a third of the competitors, but most of them will be people already on the roster. maybe some surprise. Probably a 205 live guy
or a
will get
few.
chucked in there. Maybe like one or two. Maybe a guy from the UK
Yeah,
division. I've heard maybe Pete Dunne can show up. That'd be pretty cool to see.
yeah, I was gonna say that. I was thinking, yeah, maybe Pete Dunne will show up, maybe even Tyler Bate. I don't know.
Or like Mark Andrews, maybe Mandrews. Like that'd be pretty cool. Um, I'm maybe an NXT call up,
Yeah, maybe.
depending on who it is.
Who would they?
Like if
Who would they?
Almaz loses the belt, he can get called up.
Mm.
There's a lot of possibilities, but I feel like they won't be as like. I don't feel like a super person is going to come back. Like I don't know what Jeff Hardy is like on his injury at the moment or anything.
Well, he only got injured in like July or August or something, didn't he?
Nah, because he was at the show when me and Billy went in September. So I feel like
He
it was
wasn't.
like
He wasn't. He
October.
wasn't on SummerSlam though, was he?
No, he was on the pre-show of
Oh yeah,
SummerSlam.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember he was on the
Just
show.
no one watches the fucking pre-show.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I forgot that no one watches pre-shows, but
yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking. I don't know how long has it been since Big Cass got injured because it's possible he could come back, but
I feel like there's a good chance that he could come back. If there's going to be any surprise entrants or people that have been injured to make a return, it'll be him.
maybe Dean Ambrose because like come on, he wasn't even in.
That'll be a big pop. That'll be a big pop if he shows up, and there because I'm not sure if Rollins is going to be in the match. He could be. He definitely could. I mean, he's not in a world title match, so there's a good possibility he could be in the match. So they could do a cool spot where like he helps out Rollins and Reigns in the Rumble, and like the Shield can dominate for a little bit until someone else comes out. Also, with Cena's involvement, and because there's been a few people claiming they want to take out John Cena. Samoa Joe is one of them. Elias took out Cena on Raw 25, so he could definitely have a go. It seems like a lot of people are gunning for John Cena, but I feel like he's going to eliminate Elias if he gets in the match. But I want to see this is a want. I want to see Samoa Joe throw out John Cena, and they can start a feud going into WrestleMania because my God, could you imagine Samoa Joe and John Cena at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's just would they give it to
Just,
Joe if that happened though?
I hope so. I hope so. But honest, there are two winners that I can actually see, and that is Shinsuke Nakamura and Roman Reigns. Those are really the only two I can definitely see. I am praying to the gods that it's Shinsuke Nakamura, but then again, it's it's the big dog. He cocks the fist, but mate, if he wins, get ready for that fucking review when
Every,
he wins.
I have a feeling the fucking Wells Fargo Center might actually burn down if fucking
If
Roman
he,
wins
there's
again in
no WWE would have to
Philadelphia
know he's
places.
gonna get booed again because remember the last time when he won the Rumble the
Yeah,
first
that
time,
was
it was
the
in the exact same arena that this year's Rumble's taking place in 2015. It was in Philadelphia when he got booed out the fucking building.
that was when The Rock got booed and he had that
Yeah. Do
weird.
they think things are gonna change? Do they think, oh, fans are gonna be nice to Roman? No, they're gonna. I feel like they could be just as angry, if not even more angry, if they do it
Fucking
again.
50-year-old Kane and in shape Big Show fucking eliminating everybody.
In shape Big Show, like, oh man, but fucking hell, that they'd have to know if he wins, a shitstorm is coming. They are going to just obliterate the red. Well, there won't be much left because it'll be the final match of the night. But if he does win, there's going to be no cheers. He's not getting cheered at all.
No one will cheer it. Like you can see how hard they've tried to get people to cheer him with this fucking Shield reunion, and it's not going to work.
Guys, You could try whatever you want on Roman. Nothing's gonna work. Nothing you do is gonna convince the fans.
Like you could have him fucking punch Kim Jong Un in the face or something, and he'd still get fucking booed.
Yeah, and people would be like, "Oh, what did King Jong Un ever do to you, mate?" It's like,
Something like that.
but you know what? I'm gonna predict for my prediction and what I want to see happen: the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, and to build up to AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34 for the WWE title, because that could be the match of the year.
Yeah, I'm going with Nakamura as well. Like Roman does not need to win the Rumble to fucking set up Rock Roman too. Like he can, like
No.
if they're planning to do Elimination Chamber as a Raw pay per view this year, because they have been switching up the pay per views. Like
Yeah, they switch it up every year or so when it comes to the brands, which I actually don't mind.
yeah, like yeah, they could just have like a number one contenders chamber match and then just have Roman win there if they're that dead.
Yeah, like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, like if they're that dead set on having him win at WrestleMania or not win at WrestleMania, go on to WrestleMania, then they can
To
just
win
do
it.
that. See, easy done. Don't have to fucking have Roman.
And we all know it's going to be the main event.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be,
Roman's going to win and hold up the Universal title to mostly boos.
and there's gonna be no Seth Rollins sprinting down and almost tripping over with his fucking briefcase.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to end things off, just give it to Shinsuke, please. Fans love him. It's kind of hard to hate the guy, honestly, because he's so charismatic in the ring. And I feel like him and AJ at WrestleMania, it could be one of those classic matchups that you look back in years and go, yeah, that was one of the classic Mania matches, because we didn't have one of those at last year's Mania. We didn't have that classic matchup.
No, not really. Nothing really stands out.
Like the last time I remember there being like a super classic match, it was the Hell in a Cell match between Taker and Triple H at WrestleMania 28.
Mm.
But like besides, I mean, there have been great moments, like particular moments, but like as a match,
No,
like
nothing.
not in a long time anyway. And I feel like that could be the perfect match to be. So please don't fuck this up. Don't repeat history. But knowing you, you probably would.
Yeah, just,
Because
we can't have
Roman
current.
over everything, because Vince needs to get his way, although he's probably not going to give a shit about WWE anymore now the XFL is coming back.
And Roman Reigns is going to be the fucking first overall pick in the XFL draft in 2020.
And he's going to change his wrestling name to He Hate Me. Yeah, seriously, if you're going to bring back the NFL, bring back He Hate Me. If you do, I will watch the XFL. Well, I'm not going to watch it anyway because American football sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know shit about American football, but I'd probably
Sorry, but rugby league all day, every day.
Yeah, I can't deal with all the forward passes and shit in American football.
And just the constant stopping and all that, which, as Vince said, would probably change because he's going to bring the football that everyone wants to see. But then again, it's still American football. It's still not that interesting. Seriously, I'm sorry, but watching an NFL game and watching a rugby league game is completely different, because like when you watch the Super Bowl, people don't actually fucking care about the actual game. It's the halftime show people care about. But when it comes to rugby league, people actually want to watch the game because they put on a top performance every time. You want a good example of that to people who don't watch rugby league? Watch the 2015 grand final between the Broncos and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Sorry, Campbell, for mentioning that, but I know that wasn't probably a good night for a Broncos supporter like you.
It's fucking
But
embarrassing.
like, hey, at least your team makes it to the grand final.
Yeah, Billy.
My team doesn't do shit. Yeah, and Billy's team as well.
Fucking done shit since the start of bloody the 2010s.
Oh.
His team is like his team is a fucking merger team for starters. One team that fucking won like fucking what was it, like 13 premierships or whatever, and then a fucking bottom feeder team merged into one because that's a great idea. And then they won one championship or premiership in 20 years. That's fucking shit. I'm sorry. That's
it. But yeah, that's just a little lesson for rugby league. If any person outside of Australia wants to get into it, watch the 2015 Grand Final if you want a good starting point. So yeah, I feel like this is going to wrap up things for our predictions. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live video. If you did, make sure to leave a big fat like, comment down below your predictions for both shows, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram for me is at JackmanLaw31. Make sure to check out not Billy, fucking hell, the 5/8th. Wrong person, Jack.
I'm TheFive8th on Twitter.
Yeah, 5/8th on Twitter. Billy is not here, but you can check him out at Billy Marcus TV on YouTube. Or make sure to give him some love. And yeah, this is going to be it for this video, and we are out in 3, 2, 1.